Hello and welcome to Millfield School, one of the most famous and prestigious rugby schools in the country. And we are here today for their game against Clifton College, one of the biggest, perhaps the biggest game of the entire season to date. Both unbeaten going into this one, both challenging for the Daily Mail trophy, and both with a rich history. And part of that rich history are my two commentators this afternoon alongside me, Tom Whiteley, the former Millfield star, and Harry Ashall, the former Clifton College star, both now at Bristol Bears. And first of all, though, we're going to hear a message from the Millfield headmaster.
Welcome to Millfield. I know it's going to be a fantastic game today. The Millfield team are certainly looking forward to it. I'm sorry I can't be with you. I'm in Dubai today, but I will be watching on the live stream. Both teams have had fantastic seasons so far, and the Millfield team, with its victory at St Joseph's, its victory over Wellington College, and most recently by the narrowest of margins against Whitgift. And Clifton similarly have had a fantastic season. We always really enjoy this fixture, and it's really lovely that the two teams come together so regularly and enjoy playing. Because that's what matters, isn't it? We've missed fixtures, we've missed the supporters, we've missed contact sport, and it's wonderful to see that happening again. It's not just about rugby at Millfield. Everyone is entitled to discover their brilliance here at Millfield, and you'll have seen in the recent Olympics, from our representation and from our medal performance, quite how good that has been. But it doesn't stop there, does it? It happens in every aspect of school life and in every one of the many sports that we do. You can discover your brilliance here at Millfield. I'll certainly be looking forward to see what the result is this afternoon, and good luck to you.
Well, fantastic to hear those words. And Millfield are out on the pitch going through their final routines. And Tom, I was having a little chat with you before the game started. This warm-up hasn't changed much since your day, has it?
No, exactly the same. Coaches don't actually come onto the pitch, which sometimes gets a bit confusing, but you've always got one guy leading it. Yeah, it's pretty much identical to 7 years ago when I was here. Pretty much the exact same thing, yeah.
And Harry, of course, you know a fair few of these boys, having only left a couple of years ago. A few familiar faces out there. Are you looking forward to seeing them?
Really looking forward to see the boys go. A few faces I've seen grow up at Clifton, and now to get them here in the first team and doing a good performance throughout the season, be really good to see if they can put it on paper today and get the win against Millfield.
And already a crowd building on the far side of the pitch here at Millfield School. We've seen a fair few of that crowd inside that wonderful building opposite us, including the legend that is Sir Gareth Edwards. And it's on this field that he has had named after him that we will be playing on, the Sir Gareth Edwards pitch, known to a few as the Jubilee. Moments away from kick-off. Millfield have won all of their games, including a couple of absolute crackers. And here we go with their team, led by the skipper, Eric Nixon, cousin of the former Millfield star Sam. Alongside him in the front row, Max Pearce and Johan Emanuel. In the second row, Eddie Erskine and George Jones. And in the back row, George Timmins, Archie McKibbin and Max Jenkins in the back line. And there are going to be some fantastic matchups here. Sam Kerwin and Sam Harris at halfback. And in the centres, Tommy Davis and Kahan Ertuk. It's Kamoto Kamanga-Durback on the left wing with Aaron Molnar on the right wing and Joe Denmark at fullback. And we've got a couple of experts in that field here. Replacements Ellis Baker, Harry Carson and Amir Sultan Edwards. Look out for him when he comes on. Head coach John Mallett, the former Bath and England prop. For Clifton College, well, they're led by Aaron Tull in the second row alongside Joe Wooler, Louis Trevitt, George Davey and Shay Sainsbury up front. And then in the back row, Tamoya Nadachi, Colleen Balassingham, KB as he's better known, and Tom Gardner at number 8. At halfback, Pete Carter and Sam Worsley. Worsley's battle with Harris at halfback is going to be exciting. And then in the centres, Isaac Campbell-Wu and Sam Homer. Back 3, Eamon Rogers, Leo Quigley and Sammy Hamid. Replacement, Llewellyn Evans. Unfortunately, Gruff Lloyd, a late dropout from this one, and a real shame to see him go, the younger brother of Johan and Jack Lloyd. Head coach for Clifton College, Matt Salter. And we are just about ready to go here as Millfield and Sam Harris kick into the Clifton 22.
For Griff's sake, it's Griff, not Gruff. Yo, and be happy with me for saying that.
I do apologise. Johan, if you're watching, do tell your brother that was my mistake. Harris then on the counter. Ball straight out though. So we'll come back for the line out on the 10-metre line. And that's a good start for Clifton College.
Millfield playing into a tough wind here. Might be worth keeping the ball in hand for as much as possible. But, shame to kick that ball away on a counter-attack.
Well, certainly, Tom. I mean, it's true in your time here, and true nowadays. Millfield definitely like to play the ball from anywhere, don't they?
Yeah, pretty much. I can't remember there ever actually being an exit plan when I was here, but let's hope to see a lot of ball and play today.
The exit plan, I think, was just to score a try. Let's just go for it, boys. Was always the message I thought I had. And Clifton College, I think these days, playing a pretty similar style when they get the opportunity to as well. Clifton, by the way, like Millfield, with the late winner against Wellington College. Sam Worsley drop goal got them that win. It was an Amir Sultan Edwards try that got Millfield the late win over Wellington College. So that just tells you a bit about the quality of these two sides. Penalty then to Clifton College. They have the chance to draw first blood.
Interesting to see they've gone for the post with this win, but hopefully Sam Worsley, he's got a bottle, he'll get it through the post.
Well, Worsley, of course, the England under-18 fly half. He made his debut for England under-18 here at Millfield School, actually, against Italy back in the summer. Worsley, the man who scored that drop goal against Wellington College, kicked 6 from 6 that day, 100% from the tee. Can he make a similar start here at Millfield? Erskine, the big lumbering frame, trying to put as much between him and the ball as possible. No matter for Worsley though, as he slots the points, and Clifton College have a 3-0 lead, and Harry, a perfect start for Clifton. Just quickly to mention the referee, Tom Falkingham, Gloucester and District Society. He's been working in refereeing for 6 years. Big game here for the Gloucestershire referee. Taking control early on and awarding that penalty as Harris hangs the restart high. Claimed by Erskine. Something Millfield down the years have been very good at is their restart routine. We saw evidence of that in some of their Grade 7 sides down the years. John Radford, in particular, exponent of that particular skill.
Some good hits there from Clifton. Tom Gardner, man to watch out for. He can hit hard, I've heard.
Millfield through Pearce.
You still got penalty advantage.
Wants to play over in the USA. Ball spilled, but that gives Joe Denmark a chance to counter. We'll come back for the penalty. Now, Tom, in this biting wind, blowing straight into the faces, would you be going for sticks or would you be looking for a different play?
Well, they're going for sticks. Like Harry said, it's a tough wind. I actually haven't seen this 10 kick before, but I'm sure we'd be all right. I'd have potentially looked at a scrum, centre field, 22, hard place to defend. Yeah, I'm not the one playing, so fair play to him taking the shot.
Well, we saw Sam Harris warming up. Excuse me. A leaf blowing into my mouth there. No, we saw Sam Harris earlier on warming up with his kicking routine, and he was striking them well, but he was striking them with the wind behind him. This time, kicking into the wind. Harris, of course, an expert kicker, another England under-18 fly half. As we said, that battle between the two of them is going to be fantastic. And it was Harris last week that kicked the touchline conversion to give Millfield the win against Whitgift, and it's Harris that lands the penalty to draw them level with Clifton College. Less than 5 minutes gone, 3 points each.
It's important now for Millfield to exit well, because you don't want, once you get back tied, you don't want to just let Clifton back in the game easily with a line out or a scrum play, possibly get a try or 3 points.
Absolutely.
Tackle, 2 blue, no!
Millfield, though, as we know,
You're outside,
like to play.
outside.
Heeding Harry's advice, though.
You're now on.
And going long.
It's a good kick, a real good kick against that wind.
Clifton looked to counter through Sammy Hamid, sporting a lovely moustache from Movember. Attempted kick through from Campbell Wu. Charge down to Millfield into the 22. Chance to make a real play here. Ball goes wide to Denmark and now it's in Harris's hand. Harris stabs it through the space in behind into the 22. Covered well by Pete Carter.
Some great footwork from Pete there. Oh, just spilled the ball.
Well, Carter did well to tidy up, showing great footwork, as you say. But just spilling it in contact, and Millfield will have an attacking scrum with the whole left-hand side of the field to play with.
There's a really smart kick there by Sam Harris. Playing to this wind, it's not always about running, like I said at the start. These small attacking kicks are going to be hard to defend, as we've just seen there, so I think it's a really smart play, and I think we'll see more of that in the game.
It's a great attacking point now for Millfield with the scrum near the edge.
Crouch. Bind.
Winger and number 11.
Set.
Well, I'm
Hold.
looking forward to see you run with the ball and come out it.
Yeah, Tom, as a scrum half, presumably your eyes are lighting up for a position like this.
Yeah, definitely. You got to. It's all on the wheel. They've gone. That's a great play.
Harris charges through, reaches for the line, and Harris,
Great try.
from the scrum, dances across the line. He was released by his inside centre, Tommy Davis, and Sam Harris, having landed the penalty, crosses the line. As we see here, Millfield get the ball moving forward, putting the defence on the back foot. And well, Tom.
It's a great engage by the Millfield 12 there, as well with the 13's hard line, blocking off the Clifton defence, which allows Sam Harris to run through and score.
And once that Red Sea had parted, there was no stopping him, was there?
That's a real smart start from Sam Harris. He's been brilliant so far. Hopefully, he can keep up that good work. Got them into that position with that smart kick earlier on, and then as the Millfield crowd goes crazy over there, that's nice to see that. It's nice.
The drum is out, the noise is picking up, and Sam Harris adds the extras. Millfield lead 10-3. All 10 points coming from Sam Harris. The Bath and England under-18 fly half. What a start he's had. Millfield, of course, coming into this with huge form behind them. We talked about the unbeaten record and the victory last week over Whitgift. But of course, Millfield, I'm sure many of you would have caught it on our stream, winning the St Joseph's Festival for the first time actually since Tom Whiteley alongside me was part of the winning team back in 2014, I think it was. This triumph giving them the record 7 St Joseph's Festival titles, as Worsley looks to counter for Clifton College and makes a dart through. Millfield compete for the ball, but Clifton College secure it. Campbell Wu spreads it wide to the new man in the 7 shirt, KB. Clifton happy to carry short, but Nixon, thunderous hit.
Don't play him now, leave him.
Some good defence here from Millfield. Wouldn't be surprised if we put boot to ball now, just try to play territory.
Clifton lining up quite flat, I think, Harry.
Yeah,
That's
no,
fine.
it's good to see they're going through the phases, but when you get knocked back like this, you just don't want to risk receiving the penalty and then getting pinged back into your own corner.
Would you be expecting, having played in the backfield, would you be expecting a man from the backfield to be calling about where the space is on a night like this or an afternoon like this, or are you looking for that really to come from Worsley?
I think it's more going to come from Worsley here, or maybe his inside centre, Isaac Campbell-Wu, but as well the scrum half, Pete Carter, could be getting a box kick in, because with this wind as well, it's going to be really hard to take those high balls at full back and wing.
It is a very, very windy day, blowing straight down the pitch from left to right as you look at the screen. Millfield, of course, on the right-hand side of the pitch in their green, red and blue hoops. Clifton on the left-hand side with the white and blue hoops. And I'll explain to you a bit about the Millfield socks later on in this game. Great story behind those. As it stands, though, Millfield are on the front foot again. Max Jenkins carrying hard. Harris now stabs it through. Komodo Durbak
Smart kick.
chasing after it. Harris's kick evades the chase but rolls into a dangerous touch 5 metres from the line.
Guys, it's your line.
Yeah, we've spoken about that already, about his attacking and kicking game, and it's another one. Not so much looking to get the ball back there, but to put Clifton down in this corner. It's going to be tough to get out from this corner now.
Yeah, Harris really controlling this game well in challenging conditions. Clifton College pressure on the line out here. Got to get the throw right, got to get the lift right. They look to the middle. Millfield poach it though. Across came George Davey. They call him the meatball.
Has to be lower, okay?
I don't think there's anything there. He's just fallen down. He's got quite unlucky.
Yeah, just done for the high tackle, but as you say,
Line is the middle.
just a technical offence really. And we'll the long shot of it is though Millfield now have the 5 metre line out and the chance to show us what they can do from this set piece. We saw what they can do from a scrum earlier on.
Step up, Blue, step off. Wait.
Now for the line out.
Guys, I'm standing here. It's not. Because they need to step off, and so do you. The line's the middle. Let's get it right, fellas. No, you're off. The line's the middle, okay? I did say it once.
Max Pearce then to throw the ball in. Millfield slowly approach the line out. Taken down safely by Archie McKibben. Ball taken down.
Some good maul defence there from Clifton.
Kerwin feeds his forward short. 5 metres out.
Off feet, Blue.
Millfield on the front foot early on here. Now Nixon. Strong carry from the captain. And through for a second try. McKibben on the short line on the blind side.
I didn't see it. I do apologise. I'll look.
And like Harris before him, the waters parted and the flanker took advantage to score Millfield's second try. As we see here, the call comes up to Kerwin, gives it to his skipper, and you can see the blind side starts to form. And McKibben gets on the outside there of the defence, doesn't he? It's a good bit of footwork just to get outside of that sort of trio of defenders and get on the outside shoulder.
Yeah, it's nice to see that. It's very easy in 22 to go around the corner the same way, but 9 there saw it on the blind side, tip McKibben on a good line, some good footwork. It's nice to see that.
And as a 9 there, are you just listening for the calls around you and reacting to what you hear?
You are, yeah, but you're also looking as well. You've got to look yourself, and I think that's what he did really well there. Like I said, it's very easy to keep going around the same corner, around the same way in the 22 to kick sails wide. But yeah, it's a good play there by Millfield. Good defence by Clifton at the start off the maul, but Millfield got into their shape well off the back of it.
Harris's conversion, as you say, just drifts wide. But either way, Millfield going at about a point a minute at the moment. 15-3 up, 14 minutes gone. Brilliant start from the hosts. And with the wind in their face, they'll feel
inside.
That lead counts for even more than it does at the moment. As Harris looks long to clear his lines. Almost up to halfway. Stays in field though.
It's really important now, Clifton try and get the next points on the board just to stop this momentum from Millfield and get them back in the game.
Are you surprised that Clifton aren't looking to sort of play the corners and the percentages a bit more? Seem to be looking to get it through the hands as much as possible, and perhaps the space is in that backfield with a win like this.
As well, with the new 50-22 rule, I thought Worsley and Carter would be pinning those corners trying to get those lineouts back.
Clifton trying to play short, but the counter-rucking from Millfield at the moment is causing all sorts of problems. Incredibly physical defence. Erskine leading the charge in the second row. That big frame of his, and now it's a huge hit in the midfield again from blindside George Timmins, a lower sixth. One of the few lower sixth in this Millfield side.
Some really good defence here from Millfield. Big double hits, just slowing that ball down.
Off feet, 8.
Millfield have
Hold.
pretty much through 5 or 6 phases now. not allow Clifton to make any real ground whatsoever. They do now look to the boot,
Carried back.
and it's a strong
No,
kick.
50-22.
It's a great kick.
Fantastic kick from
Exactly
Campbell
what
Wood.
needed.
Millfield right now, it got carried
Quite
back.
unlucky just to miss out on the 50-22 there.
As you were saying there, Harry, that's exactly what we've been looking for. And sadly, Clifton lose one of their men
back into their half.
to an early knock. Brings in the substitute, Llewellyn Evans. A good Welsh lad.
Guys, the line's yours.
It's
He
actually
is
got
here.
the sheet wrong. This is Josh Shriver, I think. Not in the
Josh
back.
Shriver, who came in late for Griff Lloyd. Sadly, had to pull out at the last minute due to illness. Millfield
Went backwards.
spill the ball on their own try line. It's going this way and that. Clifton regather.
Tackle, release.
It's exactly what Clifton needed now. You just need to stay composed, go through the phases, not rush it too much, and hopefully come out with a try.
Short.
Clifton, 5 metres
Back foot,
from
hands
the
up,
line,
hands up.
searching for their first try of this game. They took the lead through the boot of Sam Worsley, but since then, it's all been Millfield. It's Clifton's first true attacking opportunity. They think they're over. Not quite. They look now wide. Campbell Wu. Could he have passed it? Didn't need to. Campbell Wu crosses the line. It was him that started it with the kick across for the line out, and it's Campbell Wu that finishes with the powerful drive to the try line.
So well worked try there from Clifton. It's quite lucky Campbell Wu did get over because I feel like there was quite a big overlap out the back with the pullback, but it's well deserved considering he did that great kick earlier on.
Yeah, a lovely score from Campbell Wu. Making good use of that squat frame of his to charge over the line. Campbell Wu, who's promised a big game today. He's been missing for a while through a hamstring injury. This is his first game back. And what a way to mark your first game back. The Bristol under-18 inside centre. As the wind feels as though it's picked up even further now. Clifton College, of course, with former England second row World Cup winner Danny Grucock on the touchline, part of their coaching setup alongside Matt Salter. So we can expect good things from the line out from Clifton. One would imagine we can expect good things from McKibben. Scored a try and now he's making a huge tackle to put Clifton under pressure straight from the restart.
Tackle, no three.
Already this game living up to the hype. 3 tries inside of the opening 20 minutes. Neither side willing to give an inch on this unbeaten record. And now with a high hanging kick, Denmark and Harris leave it to each other, but now Harris looks to return the kick and does so with interest. 50-22. Has he made it? Just about, I think. Extraordinary kick from Harris.
It's a great kick turning around because Pete Carter managed to exit well with that win and get the ball to land, which was really positive, and then almost coming on the back foot, he's just whacked that right in the corner.
Some debate as to whether it is a 50-22 or not. The referee...
It seems that the lineout's inside the 22, but it's not a 50-22, so I'm a bit confused. It is a Millfield touch judge though. So
Yeah, I'm thinking the Millfield touch judge.
I think John Mallett's getting involved now. Oh, now it's been put outside the 22. There you go.
Take it quick, boys. Take it quick.
Some debate as to what exactly is going on. The net result is Clifton put the ball in, gather it nicely, and clear their lines. Denmark will look to counter. Quick feet from Denmark. Gets himself on the front foot. Millfield, intricate handling. Ball spills though, but Denmark tidies up. Kerwin feeds Harris, who sends the ball aerial again, and it is swirling in this wind now. A nightmare in the backfield. Worsley goes for the George Ford style spiral and a possible 50-22 inside of his own 22. What a kick from Sam Worsley, and from being under pressure in their own 22. Clifton College now with the attacking line out, barely 6 or 7 metres out.
Seeing a
from
really
the Millfield
really impressive kicking from both teams here. Both 10s kicking incredibly well in the winds. That's an unbelievable spiral for a 50-20. It's probably the biggest 50-20 I've seen actually. That's incredible.
The advantage of the spiral kick, that extra yardage you can gain from it. Clifton
Backwards.
spill it in the line out.
It went backwards off the top and then you're playing not
There's two stories with this wind, because you get those 50-22s, but it's also real hard for the line out to function, as Clifton are finding out in these first few minutes.
Yeah, the territory gain ends up being more important than the possession gain ultimately when it's this difficult to control.
Still in a good spot. Millfield still have to exit again with this win, so Clifton should still stay positive here and just try and get maybe some more points on the board just before half time.
Crouch! Bind! You need your head in before we even start. You can't slingshot it back in, you have to have your head
Bit of a delay as we set the scrum up. Gives us a bit of a chance to
I'm not saying heads
talk about one of our partners, the University of Bristol. Just down the road from here, actually, not far from you two boys, University of Bristol. I'm sure you've come across a few of the students in your time there.
Set, hold.
Not me.
Bristol University playing in the Bucks Premiership in the South, topping that table at the moment. One of the top rugby and academic institutions in the country. As Sam Harris gets charged down to the 22.
Oh,
Campbell Wu almost claims it. Through instead.
Joe Waller
Goes his open said flanker.
Side entry.
With side entry as he's brought to floor. And Millfield live on to fight another day.
Side entry. Eleven side entry. Need to come through the gates, clear out, fellas.
You hear what they're saying?
So line out right in front of that drum and the Millfield crowd. The young lads released early from games this afternoon to come and watch this massive schools rugby fixture. Millfield go to the tail, McKibben brings it down safely.
Joe man that's fallen to floor, that's out.
It's a difficult ball though, well dealt with in the end by Pearce.
Oh, intercept.
Millfield doing well to turn it over, and it's the skipper Nixon.
First man, hold it.
Gets over the ball with a bit of captain's work there. Millfield under threat, but Nixon steps up with the big play.
Millfield are doing really well here. Once they made a mistake, just to get that penalty back and then release all that pressure.
Well, we see here it's good anticipation from Clifton to get the turnover, to get the intercept in. Clever that from Nixon. The hand on the shirt to pull the player to him as he goes in, unspotted by the referee. Those are the kind of dark arts that people are talking about when they talk about the dark arts. It's those small little details that make
How
the
you go now?
difference.
Can't change. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, fine. No, don't go in there, don't go in there. That's once. How you go? That's fine. He was fine. Tackle.
Millfield working the blind side.
Got to give a pull lift.
Now they come open. Nixon off nicely.
Oh, it's a good tackle there. Is he off his feet? Oh.
Got to stay up.
Unfortunately for Clifton College, they looked like they'd got over the ball, but the ruck was already formed. They were off their feet in doing so, and Harris has the ball in hand. A decision to make about what to do. This time he looks to the corner, and Tom, do we think this is a sign that Millfield sense they've got the upper hand perhaps in the line out, and they fancy having a go here? Earlier on we saw them take the points, this time going for the corner.
Yeah, I think that would have been Captain Nixon's call to go to the corner there, because his forward pack have just demolished the Clifton one, about 15-20 metre drive wall there. So if they can get it set up again, hopefully they can get over in the corner.
Shortened line out, just 4 men in it. McKibben, the jumper, and the try scorer earlier on. But it's taken forward as the ball came down.
In 15, it wasn't out of the line of touch.
So Clifton will have the scrum 15 metres in, just about 6 or 7 metres out. Still under big pressure here though. Although having seen the distance that Worsley can get on his kicks, perhaps Clifton won't be too worried about that.
Clifton have got lucky there because with that line-up before, it wasn't looking promising, but they need to exit well here, just with a big strong scrum, and hopefully, as you said, Worsley will put a beautiful ball.
I think Worsley will be eyeing up this 50-22 again because Millfield's fullback stood in the middle of the pitch, winger high. If they can get the ball out.
Got to win this scrum first, though.
It came out the touch.
All relies on the scrum happening, of course. One of many people's bugbears.
Let's get it right.
And while this scrum goes on, I want to give a quick shout out to an old Cliftonian people living out in Austria these days, who sent a message into the team saying how much he was looking forward to tuning in to this game. So a big hello to you. Captain at Clifton College in 1954, 86 years of age, tuning in on the live stream. Who said that this sort of tech was for the youngsters, eh? As Clifton earn a penalty at the scrum. Referee calls it on the far side as this biting wind swirls around. It's blowing left to right now, having been straight down the pitch, and that gives Millfield the chance to keep it in field, which they have done. First knock on wasn't spotted, but the second one ends up with a net result of being about fair. Just a bit of perhaps a lack of focus there, thinking about the next job rather than the job at hand. As that pass sort of drifted towards the floor. Clifton with the line out. They've, as we've said, had a couple of struggles early on, but they forced Millfield into the error at the last one, and this time they bring it down safely to the skipper, and now Worsley can unleash his backline. And a big carry through the middle, getting Clifton on the front foot.
Can't release the tackle, you can't go straight away.
Worsley getting it through his hands more often now. Campbell Wu now operating a bit like a Kiwi second 5/8 at the moment. Now Worsley in the pocket, looks deep, there is space out wide, and the chasing up ball bouncing and swirling, dealt with nicely in the end by Millfield, and the support gets there well. Dangerous situation, but tidied up at that breakdown. Spilled though from the counter.
Some great game management there from Worsley, realising we weren't really getting on the front foot there and just putting it in behind. And then, as you can see, Millfield have ended up coughing the ball up and now attacking scrum with Clifton.
Come on, let's go! Come on, let's go! Come on, Millfield! 8 heads in. Crouch! Bind! Set! Hold!
So Millfield earned the penalty at the last scrum, and they go again at this one.
Ball's out.
Ball wheels, but referee says it's playable, and Clifton on the front foot. Millfield backpedaling. Tackler was held though, didn't release the ball.
Go release the ball, it was tackled on the floor.
Millfield live to fight another day after a dangerous attacking situation from Clifton College. Clifton College, a real rising force in schools rugby. Last couple of years, their tie-in with Bristol Bears has become ever more strong. Harry, one that can certainly attest to that here. And Clifton College rugby's really started to grow of late, hasn't it?
No, it has, definitely. When I first joined Clifton, well, 7 years ago now, the circuit was completely different. You would never have seen us even playing Millfield, let alone competing against them. And that's all down some real hard work from Matt Salter, and then the adding of Danny Grukop, with the rugby just going up and up and up in standard with much more depth throughout all the years.
As Harry says, is Millfield look to attack off this line out.
Tackle 6.
These two didn't really play each other all that often in previous years. In 2018, the fixture got picked back up again. Millfield winning that year, 15-12, but in 2019, Clifton College had a brilliant win, a 29-0 effort. Then, of course, the pandemic struck, but they did manage to get a meeting back in May. Not too many of the players on show today got to play in that one. It was largely an upper sixth affair for the Leavers, but Millfield won that one, 32-26. So the recent history should give Millfield a bit of a feeling of confidence in this one. But Clifton College rugby certainly on the up, and they're one of the oldest rugby schools out there. In fact, just a week ago they were playing in the Governor's Cup against Marlborough College. The oldest school fixture in the country, been played since 1864, older than most unions in their entirety, that game of rugby. And it just shows you how special schoolboy rugby is. A real connect with the past, with past pupils and with past games. And we heard that from Gareth Edwards earlier on today in a clip you'll be seeing later on in the week, speaking so fondly of his time here at Millfield School and his thrill at having the pitch named after him, and returning a few years later to play a game of football on it, of all things. The great Welsh wizard telling us he was a bit of a goal scorer back in the day. Who knew? Here on the Sir Gareth Edwards pitch though, Millfield lead 15-10 over Clifton College. 3 or 4 minutes to go until half time. Clifton College with a scrum on their own 22.
Keep it square.
Campbell Wu on the crash, big carry. Harris takes him down in tandem with Davis, and now Worsley looks to exit. Bouncing kick. Komodo Durback chases back, and the ball just will not sit for him. But now he has a chance to counter, and as we saw at the St Joseph's Festival, counter he can. Well shackled though this time.
Carry back.
Harris though looks deep, sends it high and hanging towards this left-hand touchline. It's a difficult one to take for Carter, and eventually it rolls into touch. That wind causing absolute havoc under the high ball.
Real tough conditions here for catching high balls. Another good kick though from Sam there. Really playing the conditions really well there. Very impressive by the young 10.
Millfield then to McKibben again. He seems to be the big line-out option for them. Surging forward, inch by inch here at Millfield. Now they release it. McKibben again, seeing a lot of action, is the young open side.
Tackle.
Front row now operating in the heart of the midfield. Harris trying to release that back line. They come back again. Erskine takes it in.
Top work.
What a presence Erskine is on this field.
Really big turnover there from, I think it's Isaac Campbell-Wu again. Just releasing that pressure, and now hopefully.
Here's Campbell-Wu. What a start he's having to this game. We said earlier that it was his return from injury and he wanted to have a big game, and it certainly is now, as the wind just about knocks me off my feet. Chaos reigns outside.
No surprise he's missed touch there with that win. Off the left foot.
Harris sends it high and hanging straight into touch though. The wind has picked up massively and the referee calls time, giving everyone a chance to catch some shelter. Half time here at Millfield School. Well, that's flown by. It's Millfield 15, Clifton College 10. A brilliant start from Millfield. Gave them the early lead. After Worsley had put Clifton College in front 3-0, Millfield with 2 tries. But Clifton College have fought their way back into this one. And at the break, it's Millfield 15, Clifton College 10.
I'm in Berkeley House. This is our early morning swim session. We swim most mornings. I'll see you at breakfast. We have 2 hours during lunch, during which we have time to eat and also train. Currently we're at an S&C session where we're working on mobility and strength to better our performance over like triathlon.
Welcome back to
I finished strength and conditioning, so I'm now having lunch in the dining hall. When I'm done with my training for the day, I usually go back to house, get some dinner, and then do a bit of prep to end the day and hang out with some friends. Millfield has helped me be the best I can be. It's allowed me to even go race in different countries even while I'm at school. My goals for the future are to go race at Europeans and Worlds in the next year, and also go to university and keep triathlon going on so I can go to the Olympics.
What made you want to come to Millfield?
I think really just being part of the actual ethos of Millfield. You know, you see how good the facilities are around here. You know, the pool, athletics track, and the whole kind of Millfield environment is the best in the world. You know, I've had a chance to go to the Olympic Games and be successful. This is the place to do it, and that's what really brought my vision down here, was to be part of that ethos. You know, I've joined the school in 2009, and ever since I've been here, you know, I was at the school for 7 years. You know, every single day going to school, you know, training full time, support from teachers I had all the time, just being able to balance that was really, really important. Whenever I was away, I had the help of, you know, having work away with me at school, but the balance I had being at school and working really hard in the pool, it just worked for me. But all the staff here at Millfield really did help me massively, and without them, I wouldn't be where I am today. You know, world champion, Olympic medalist, so it is down to them at Millfield because that's where the dream began.
If it is with the wind, it's kind of like it's more across.
Introducing Next Gen 15, the new home of school rugby.
Well, where does this come from?
Covering everything the school game has to offer in both the north and southern hemispheres.
What a great tackle! It's not good enough. 1-2, skip a few and with the wheels.
Highlighting tomorrow's stars, Next Gen 15 will be bringing you live games and a regular update of all the news and in-depth views on the global game.
What a kick!
Where did he come from and how did that happen?
All your school rugby, all in one place. This is Next Gen 15.
Hi, I'm Matilda. It's my first year at senior school. I'm in year 9 and I'm staying at Acacia. This morning I'm in the gas schoolroom for the brilliance breakfast. I'm in my first lesson of the day, which is art. Today we're drawing ice cream and we're working on using different tones with the white pencil, and it's by far one of my favourite lessons. It's break currently. We have 15 minutes and we can go back to house, and normally they have biscuits out that we can eat, and we just end up talking most of the time. This is my room. I'm in geography at the moment and we're learning about Sherpas up in mountains. I've just finished period 3 and now I'm going to head up to lunch. This is my last class of the day, English, and we're just going over news reports from around the world. It's 4 o'clock, end of the school day. I'm just going to get changed and go down to athletics. I just finished athletics and I'm going to head up to dinner now. We just had dinner and now we have a roll call and then prep, but afterwards we're going to relax in here and watch a movie.
We live in uncertain times. Truths that we once held to be self-evident are being overturned in an instant. As technology and tumult transform the world around us, forcing us to reevaluate what we thought we knew, and hit the books to gain new knowledge and a sense of direction. From the lessons we need to learn, to the jobs we need to get ready for. Education has found itself at the centre of the debate. Considered ripe for a rewrite and overdue an overhaul. This is where Millfield comes in. An institution with pride in its past, but its eyes firmly fixed on the future. A place where the solutions to the greatest challenges of our time are waiting to be brought to life. Where the leaders of tomorrow are being shaped by teachers delivering best-in-class education. This is a place that encourages belief in what's possible. With stories of young people writing their own futures. This is a place that champions fearlessness, resilience, and defying the status quo. That treats education as a force for positive change that the world needs. This is Millfield.
And welcome back to Millfield School for the second half. Millfield 15, Clifton 10. They went in at the break. And from the kickoff, we'll have a Millfield line out with Max Pearce to throw in. Had a strong first half, lots of good carrying from Pearce. And into this strong wind, it's a tough place to be as a hooker. As we see Clifton get the ball back. Shay Sainsbury.
It's a knock on in the line out, fellas. Scrub.
Was making the pass at 9, but we'll come back for the knock on in the line out, and it is such a challenge in these conditions at the line out. Ball blowing everywhere. The whole mechanism difficult.
8 sets in. Coach!
Good start from Clifton here in the second half. Good kick off and then steal at the line out. Good scrum position now. Millfield seems to got
Carter under real pressure.
Sam Curtin's done well though.
Yeah, just slipped up.
Peace got a bit lucky there. I think he could have given that ball earlier, but now see if he can get it in the corner and hopefully win this line out.
Worsley gets the ball into the 22.
I was standing still as well.
George Davey to throw in. Calls it to the middle. Safely gathered. Clifton College with the driving more. Millfield tried not to engage, but they have engaged now. That was a tactic we saw work so well at the St Joseph's Festival, but Clifton College wise to it on this occasion. The coaching of Danny Grukov, no doubt helping with that line out now.
Been stolen by Millfield there. Some real good defence.
Harris shapes the kick along and gets it almost up to the halfway line. This biting wind in behind him. Fearsome conditions
another great kick there from Sam. Under a lot of pressure, gets them all the way up to near the halfway. Relieves the pressure big time there.
Well, lads, I'm going to ask you a forwards question here. I know I've got two experts in the field alongside me. That tactic of not engaging at the maul can prove so effective, leaves a lot of teams, even at the top end, at a bit of a loss as to what to do sometimes.
Yeah, I wouldn't say we both know much about mauls, but as a back, I always used to like it when our forwards would do that because it normally means we get turnovers, and mauls aren't really what I play rugby for.
Well, also, I like to think that, yeah, if forwards get a bit of a raw deal, people think they're not the smartest, but when they do stuff like that, you go, oh, there's a brain cell or two in there.
No, it was real smart there from Clifton. They must have spoken about before when they're doing their review of Millfield, and obviously, as you said, at the St. Joseph Festival they've done it, which I'm sure most of the boys would have been watching.
Clifton playing around the fringes, and as Carter went for a dart round the outside, he was just caught high.
High tackle.
A difficult one there for Timmins. The high tackle, as the scrum half, the smallest man on the pitch, was falling down as well. It's sometimes difficult to get those arms down. Tom, I'd imagine as a smaller man yourself, you quite enjoy the high tackle laws.
Yeah, you do go looking for them when you need a penalty. If you run across sideways across the pitch, someone's going to high tackle you at some point, so it does get you a few penalties.
Looking out for a second row that's blowing a bit.
Yeah, pretty much. Exactly what Sam does here.
Dangerous game to play when it goes wrong.
Very dangerous game. when you're hobbling off the pitch straight off. Yeah.
From the penalty there, Clifton with the line out in the 22. Go to the middle again, but this time it goes long. And Timmins makes up for that penalty by gathering the loose ball and allowing Harris the opportunity to kick long into the Clifton 22, forcing them to look to clear their lines, and they do to Denmark. Can he counter? Opts to hang the ball high. Back into the hands of Rogers, who gets it to Worsley, and we know what he can do with the boot.
It's a great kick with that
almost with another 50-22. Not quite this time. But Worsley, well, not to hammer home the point, but his kicking game has been outstanding so far, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think both tens have been outstanding today. That's another great kick by Sam Worsley there. Just sees the space straight away. And with the pitch here, it sort of slides off to the edges here. It's always going to roll out to touch there.
McKibben just about secures the line out. And Tom, as this line out comes down, just a thought on the pitch. I mean, obviously, may have changed a bit since your time, but you played on it. It seems as though it is a very zippy surface when the ball lands on it, really skips away.
Yeah, the surface here is better than most Premiership teams, so the groundskeepers here do an incredible job, and it's like this all year round. There's never really a bad time for this pitch, so yeah, the pitch here is incredible. As we see, probably another kick coming from Sam Harris here, sitting in the pocket deep now. Probably going to go for this 50-22 if it's on.
Advantage offside. 1 and 2.
Penalty advantage Millfield. Clifton offside. We'll come back for it. Clifton, good work at that breakdown.
Came forward and never went back.
And to echoes Tom's point about this pitch.
1 and 3.
In conversation with the ground staff, it is under lock and key. There are people that have done 5 years here at Millfield that have never set foot on this pitch. In fact, today was the first time in nearly 10 years of coming here that I've been allowed to set foot on this pitch. Some debate as to whether Harris's kick landed inside or not. The referee says it has landed inside, and Millfield will have the 5-metre line out and a chance for the first points of this second half. All about the line out here. Can they get the ball safely down? We saw McKibben has been the target for the bulk of the line out work. Are Clifton wise to that?
The kicking standard once again. Unbelievable.
McKibben is the target, brings it down safely. Ball to the tail. Pearce goes ferreting. Instead it's number 8, Max Jenkins, who comes away with it. Millfield have to play it wider earlier than they would have wanted. On the rumble, and they're over. And I think it's the skipper, Sam Nixon.
Eric Nixon
even.
Sam would be upset about that.
Apologies, Sam. I'm sure you're watching. Eric Nixon, the skipper.
Bit more mobile than his cousin Sam, I believe.
Sam Nixon, of course, playing his rugby out in France before. I think he's moved back to the UK this year, as his cousin Eric goes crashing over. A real captain's try there. Big bulldozing carry. And he looks ready for action. Sam Harris stands over the kick. And you can tell the wind has picked up even further as George Jones trots up to go for the old-fashioned finger on ball routine. Something refreshingly amateur about the old finger on ball.
Yeah, you love to see it.
Well, you can see the effect of the wind there. Harris had that on target the whole way, but the wind just forced it wide. It looks like the tactic from this point is going to have to be from kicks from right to left, aim it 5 or 6 yards left of the post. Millfield lead Clifton College 20 points to 10. As McKibben recovers the kickoff and makes a charge out the field. McKibben getting more and more involved in this game. A try scorer in the first half, of course, as Harris launches it long. High hanging ball. Worsley's dropped into fullback. Takes on Sultan Edwards, who came on at half time. Worsley looking for the offload, but bundled into touch.
The one time there he probably didn't want to carry that. He's had some time to kick it. Bit of game management there let him down, but you can't fault him all game. He's been great. Just that one little lapse of concentration there, and that gives Millfield a good attacking chance now.
Fantastic work rate from number 8 Max Jenkins as well. First up to chase the kick up from Sam Harris, put Worsley under pressure, forced him into running, and then made the tackle to bundle him into touch. And now it's Jenkins at the tail, passing it back to Max Pearce.
Good ball serve here for Millfield. They've been strong on this all day.
Controlling things at the base of that ball. McKibben now joins him. Millfield have made 10 yards. Jones now takes over the ball at the back. Kerwin wants it though. Moves it right to Timmins. On the carry. Slow ball though. So Harris decides to attack anyway. Releases his back line. Ertuk dancing and weaving.
He's got to be pulling at the ball, fellas.
They're on here if they want to go.
Erskine, the big man, carries forward. A surfer, would you believe?
Tackle, 3, roll. Thank you.
Need some big defence here from Clifton. Can't afford any more points. Oh, spray
building contact by Millfield. Clifton will have the scrum. And as you say, Harry, Clifton needed to make sure they didn't concede. And they've managed to find something in that passage there.
You can't just put them back on and say you're in the same place. That motion, can't. Yeah. So it's all right.
It's going to be tough to exit here for Clifton with this win. It's kind of just changed its direction slightly in the last few minutes and coming straight into their faces now.
As we wait for this scrum, just chance to tell you about that story about the Millfield socks I mentioned earlier. You'll notice a number of the Millfield players, you can see scrum half Sam Kerwin there as one of them, with royal blue socks on, and another number of others with dark blue socks on. And that's because when colours are awarded at Millfield in the first team, you get a pair of socks, royal blue socks, absolutely treasured. And Tom, I know you had a proud moment, I'm sure, when you received yours.
It was, yeah. I was always a bit upset. Callum got his before me, but yeah, it's a very proud moment. It's a great tradition that they have here. And then your name goes up in the change room above your shirt spot, so it stays there forever. So it's a real nice touch, and it's always when you join the first team, it's always nice to have that ambition to get the blue socks.
Did you get a chance earlier to go and see your name on the board?
I did, yeah. I had a bit of a moment in there.
Bit of a walk down memory lane.
Yeah.
Worsley clears it long, and Denmark seizes the opportunity to counter, releases.
Hold.
Kamanga Durback. And now Harris puts boots to ball again. And why not? There's huge space here on the right-hand side. Ball sits up a little unluckily for him. But the chase is good. Sultan Edwards looking to compete. Thinks better of it.
It's great work from the 9 there, getting his body on the line.
No hands, 1. Thank you.
Clifton College
That's out.
working ever so hard here to try and get a bit of go forward momentum.
Carried back.
Worsley decides enough is enough, puts boot to ball hanging high. Harris does well to feel that it moved about 6 or 7 yards in the air.
Go retire.
Returns it with interest. Sultan Edwards with the hit. The wind picking up ever more and the aerial contest becoming ever more crucial in this game.
Off feet. Off feet, 1.
Carter sends it up the short side.
No 2.
Setting up for the box kick perhaps.
You got to be bound if you stood there. 1.
We will have the box. Sultan Edwards in position to receive. Charge down instead though, Timmins.
Brilliant play by Timmins there to get the charge down. Putting this Clifton team under a lot of pressure there. You saw the kick from Sam Harris, more of a up and under this time. It's nice to see the variety coming out here and really putting Clifton to the sword here.
George Timmins enjoys a night out with the boys, so I'm told, and he's certainly earning
Let's be square
his corn this evening.
Definitely been down to Envy in the street.
Some said good night out. Tom?
A great night out in Envy. Not that I went when I was at school, but I get in trouble if I said that.
Timmins in lower sick though, so I'm sure they mean a quiet Coca-Cola with the boys. Turned over, Clifton College, superb work on the deck inside their own 22.
No, he hasn't.
Now, it's
Crucial
really important. Really important to exit well. Isaac got lucky there, just missed the player.
Campbell Wu catching that one with the inside of his foot, but gets it safely into touch. Field position as time goes on in this game. Millfield with the 2010 lead. Field position is going to become ever more important. Difficult to launch any sort of long-ranging attack in this game.
Yeah, no, it is, and you've seen the way Millfield have been playing. They've been playing. I think the big difference between two teams that Millfield understanding when they're getting knocked back to then kick the ball, but Clifton when they do have the ball, sort of playing as they lose another line out. But again, another mistake. Let's Clifton down.
Second one off blue.
And that, I suppose, as you're saying, Clifton looking to run it a bit more when perhaps kicking is more of an option. It's because of that scoreboard pressure, being 20 points to 10 up. They feel they need to get that try.
Yeah, definitely. That's come from the work of the Millfield team to put that pressure on them. Sam Carter gets substitute for number 21 here. He's had a good game.
Pete Carter. There's a lot of sounds in this team.
Too many sounds.
And Harry, of course, on that front. If you're out there, what sort of advice are you giving to the Clifton lads in terms of how to approach the final 15-20 minutes of this game?
I think just like Tom said, we're trying to force it a bit, and there's still plenty of time left, and it's only 10 points. So you just got to play territory with this wind, and hopefully we'll get a try, or maybe even just go through the points through Sam Worsley's boot.
He's got Jackal's fine.
Right, Sam Worsley with a chance here to show what he can do with that boot. We've seen so much impressive work from him. Penalty on his own 10-metre line, a chance to send the ball into Millfield territory and launch an attacking play for Clifton College.
That came from a great carry from Campbell, who has been excellent for Clifton this game. Like we said, back from injury, and he's shown his worth here. Gets him on the front foot, causing Millfield to retreat and giving away a silly penalty there.
Done well there to win the line out. Some big ball carries now coming from Josh Shriver.
Clifton come to the blind side. Worsley puts it wide.
Oh, great play.
Down the left goes Eamon Rogers. Shackled well from McKibben though.
McKibben
The
is.
Millfield back row are having a fantastic game. The trio of Jenkins, McKibben and Timmins
Just wait a minute, guys.
everywhere
Just
at the
check
moment.
for me. Just checking. I just want to make sure, because he got a knee to the head, I just want to make sure.
Short break in play here gives me a chance to mention our partners, Coach Logic, one of the fantastic partners that we have working with us on analysis. Player-led analysis helps coaches and players see what they're up to. A lot of opportunity for learning, and you can
Guys, just wait,
get a
just wait.
£100 discount rather with Coach Logic if you use the code NextGen15. That's NextGenXV. As we look here at the opening try of the game, it was Sam Harris
Guys, I just wanted to get that
drifting
right.
through
Not to.
after the wonderful tie-in of the defence
just
from
go.
Tommy Davis. Glorious opening score that, wasn't it?
Guys,
Yeah,
step
great
off,
score there
step
from
off.
Sam Harris. It's been some really good running rugby today with this wind. Great little break there from Clifton. It's just unfortunate it couldn't stay in play. They've just seen that open, the blind side opened up, and the new scrum half, which is Will Windows, I think, has just come back behind and put away the winger.
Yeah, it was good work from Hamid and Eamon Rogers down that left-hand side. And the forwards have done some good work as well, turning that line out over. And the Campbell, Aaron Tully, the captain rather, Aaron Tully, charging into the heart of the Millfield defence. Worsley now taking it on into the heart as well. Not afraid of doing the dirty work is Worsley. Harris almost with the interception, but knocked it on in the process.
Yeah, that's quite lucky there for Clifton, because in a really good spot there, just outside the 22. Just needed to keep going through the phases and not force it too much, but it was nearly a great read from Sam Harris, as you just said.
I'd like to see Sam Worsley move the ball a bit more, see if he can keep himself on his feet a bit more, because he's controlling the game well when he's got the ball in his hands, but occasionally carries a few times when his team need him on his feet. But yeah, like we said, a great attacking position here now.
Bind!
Big blindside available
He's not happy.
should Tom Gardner want to pick up from the base.
Be nice to see the Clifton winger stand on the right touchline just to play with the defence a bit more.
Yeah, they brought almost the whole back line across this left-hand side, haven't they? Do we think that tells us they're coming left, or is it a big dummy to get a bit of a wheel on the scrum and release the number 8 down that blind side?
Advantage.
As it
And
is,
come out.
Millfield a little bit too eager to get around.
Big decision here now whether to go points or corner.
Well, Clifton College are going to have to score twice if they're to win this game, and so perhaps wisely, with a kick in front of the post, Worsley opts to go for the sticks under the instruction of Tully. In this window, it's a tough kick. It's a long way out, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be a real tough kick, so it'll be good to see how he goes here.
Even John Mallett on the touchline here is wrapped up warm.
14.
Worsley has the legs, has the accuracy as well. Sam Worsley, wonderful kick from the England outside half, reduces the score to 20 points to 13. Clifton College within a converted try of levelling this game now. Around about 15 minutes left here at Millfield School in this absolutely epic contest. These two playing right at the very top end of the school rugby game at the moment. Probably the two finest sides in the country.
Good work, too, Blue. Yes.
It's a great kick off there from Sam Harris just to get it really high in that wind. And now Milford have won the ball back.
Hey. Fellas.
Such is the competitiveness of this game. Both sides with those unbeaten records, neither side willing to give an inch. It means so much to these boys, and what a huge game this is. What a huge contest it's been. Millfield scored 3 tries. Clifton College, though, with a couple of penalties to add to their own score.
We don't need that.
Getting right back into this game.
I didn't see what happened.
Game management now is going to be absolutely crucial
30 minutes left
for both sides.
I don't want to put someone in the bin if I don't have to, okay? Go on, have it.
It's been interesting. On our team sheets here, we've got a lot of information about where players are, what players are doing, where they're off to. A lot of boys keen on going to some of those Bucks Super League universities, but don't forget, of course, plenty of others as well. The Bucks Premiership, a hugely high standard for a number of players out there. University of Bristol, of course, our partners playing at that level under the guidance of Joe Goodman, who of course used to do an awful lot of work here at Millfield, actually working with a lot of players on their skills, particularly keen on footwork and handling, was Joe Goodman, doing great things up at Bristol University, and a huge opportunity for anyone who wants to continue both their academic and their rugby performance to head over to Bristol University. Fantastic work they do over there, and of course with UCAS time coming up, it's a good time to get it onto that UCAS form. Millfield here on the attack. Manga Durback carrying it to the Clifton College, though, with a wonderful turnover. Time and time again they're doing this as Worsley goes fast, plods it through with his left foot, dribbles into touch. Clever play from Sam Worsley.
Don't quite understand the thought process behind that, though. He's got a bit excited there, I think, with the turnover, and just decided to go and then kick it when he could have just got his own line out and kicked it straight away off the penalty.
Yeah, potentially looking for the 50-22, tough kick, obviously into the wind, but it's nice to see him get the turnover and go quick off the back of it with a bit of ambition to play it.
Nice to see as well, off both feet. I think that was off his left foot there. So
Clifton College poached the line out, though.
Backwards.
Difficult ball, but Worsley dancing, hopping this way and next. Takes it into contact, secures possession for his team. They'll come blind. Sainsbury. Strong carry from the tight head. But Millfield earned the penalty.
4, side entry.
Clifton College, in their eagerness to retain possession, come in at the side.
Side entry 4.
As Millfield look to ring the changes. Harris with a fantastic nudge from that position. Takes it up almost to the 22.
I was in line with it. He's being honest, the same as your guy was in the first half. Come on.
We see here clear side entry at the ruck. It's that desperation to move Nixon, who once again is doing some incredible work for his side. Really leading with great authority this afternoon. In the Somerset sunshine, but the Somerset bitter cold as well. Safely brought down by Millfield.
You're fine. There you can keep going.
Timmins looks blind.
He's broken away.
Not on there. Millfield breakaway. Erskine.
2, excellent work.
McKibben on the ball once more. Makes good ground.
Okay, out your way.
Out now to the forwards.
No hands.
One out rugby from Millfield at the moment. Erskine now, the big man carrying through the heart of the Clifton defence. Now Millfield switch sides. Nixon the skipper.
Tackle.
Millfield just playing this way and that. Now Harris looks wide. Well tackled, Clifton College.
Who's held? You need to release.
Wow, it's a great result there from Clifton. I don't quite know what the penalty's for, but released a lot of pressure from us.
Well, I think the player there not releasing the ball once he was tackled, so he got back to his feet, playing the ball on the floor in effect. As Worsley kicks long.
Start leaving yourself to yourself and get on with playing the game. Yeah? You're attracting my eye too often. Where you are? Here.
Crucial last 10 minutes of the game here. George Davey to throw in to the tail. Scrappy ball. Throw in not straight. crucial moments these.
It's not quite what we needed there. Not with only 10 minutes left on the clock.
Even Danny Grucock has put a hat on. Temperatures biting across the country at the moment. Of course, Newcastle Falcons game this weekend cancelled as a result of the red weather warning. Not so for these hardy Somerset Souls, though.
Coach! Bind! Set!
Millfield 7 points to the good. Entering the final 10 minutes of the game. Their unbeaten record holding firm at the moment. Clifton College in danger of losing theirs.
It's a safety issue first. Come on! Don't try and force each other up. Just stay down, right?
A few shenanigans at scrum time from the two front rows.
Bind! Set!
This one much more stable. Penalty, Clifton College. The referee unhappy with Millfield at the scrum, giving Worsley a chance to give Clifton an attacking chance, but difficult to get any distance on the kick at the moment. Takes it up to the Millfield 10-metre line though.
Line to the middle. So it's just about 6 minutes. There you are. Yeah.
And Harry, you've got to feel at some point Clifton are going to have to unleash this back line.
No, I've been waiting all game really. It's just with this wind and also just being on the back foot a little bit, and also not being able to win the set piece. It's been tough for the back line.
McKibben tries to dance down the touchline, but unfortunately for him, dances down the wrong side of it.
Been given a second chance here, so keep the same play on, boys, and hopefully we'll see a strong carry from the forwards, and then maybe a bit more running rugby. Be good to see Sam Homer and Sammy Hamid get a bit more of a run on, because those boys in open space are dangerous.
Well, Clifton looking to use them. Brave line out to the tail of it. And Campbell Wu takes into contact.
Great turnover, massive turnover that.
But he's holding on the deck, as Tom says. And it's Jenkins, the number 8, who worked ever so hard to get out into that centre channel, get his hands on the ball. And Tom, that Millfield back row, all three of them having a huge impact this afternoon.
Yeah, no, they have mistouched there. Yeah, they've been great, all three of them. I think that they've got a lot of turnovers. It's Clifton running it from deep now. They have to throw everything at it now. How long left? 6 minutes left, so big penalty now.
You've got to show an effort to roll.
Penalty starting to mount in the 22. Millfield seem to be finding it hard to get any continuity in attack. Clifton rather, earning a lot of penalties but unable to do too much. Once they get the penalty, get the field position, they're then losing possession once they've got themselves into the half.
Couldn't agree more, but we've just been given another chance here, and with the banana style kick from Worsley, made a couple of metres up the touchline.
And as we enter into the last 5 minutes of the game, the crowd really building on the far side of the pitch. 14 teams in action across both schools today, 14 teams for each side, that is. And as those early kickoffs start to finish up, they drift over to this pitch, and the noise starts to get bigger and bigger, the atmosphere grows, and this is going to be a huge last 5 minutes of the game. Jenkins carrying for Millfield, him that got that crucial turnover a moment ago, and him that carrying now. Sam Harris drops it onto the foot, as he has so often this game, but that one just overcooked a little. We'll come back for a Clifton College line out just inside the Millfield half. Error count high because of the conditions. Neither side been too able to capitalise on it that much in this second half though. Clifton go to the tail again. Secure ball
Great line out in that win there.
Heavy work in the midfield. Now they switch back towards the blind side. Worsley, looping pass. Out to Rogers down this left wing. We've seen his space when he gets a bit. New this year and he's made a huge impact. Cardiff under 18s player. But Millfield turned it over again and it was Timmins on the deck. And now McKibben, his back row colleague, on the charge down the blind side. Millfield looking for quick ball. Carried now into the heart of the Clifton defence. Harris looks at his options, goes out the back to Tommy Davis, who helped set up that try for Harris early on. Sultan Edwards has come across the right wing, onto the left wing. Look out for him, wonderful footwork and an elusive runner, 100-metre sprinter in the summer. Erskine carries through the heart of the midfield, looks for the offload, holds onto it instead. Good decision from Erskine. Spilled on the deck though as he tried to hold the offload away. The ball was loose from him and just spills. We'll have a Clifton College scrum. But time is beginning to run out for the visitors here at Millfield. Clifton College 2013 behind. Erskine, oh, he was looking for the offload. He thought he'd hold on to it. In the end, didn't quite manage to do either.
You would think this would be Clifton's last chance now to get this score and get the draw.
Well, we said at the top of the programme that these two specialise in dramatic wins against high-quality opposition. Both of them with dramatic wins over Wellington College. Millfield with a dramatic win over Whitgift. And it's an interception from Worsley, but what a tackle from Sam Harris, his opposite number.
Could be a match-winning tackle, that. That was a huge tackle.
The battle of the two number 10s was a big talking point ahead of this game. Worsley with the intercept, but Sam Harris with the crunching hit on his opposite man forces the knock on. And could be, as Tom Whiteley rightly says, a match-winning tackle.
There's a 12. 12's gone. Yes, second.
Worth noting that if Millfield win this game, there could be a potential Daily Mail Trophy defining clash up at Sedbergh on the 8th of December. Sedbergh playing Kings Macclesfield in their penultimate game this weekend. Millfield have Monmouth next, and then on the 8th, the two meet. So if Millfield win this one, it could all come down to that huge game on the 8th of December. Millfield with a penalty here, and with over a minute, just over a minute to go, it could be crucial. Sam Harris will look. Well, I hadn't even considered that, Harry. You could be right, though. Will they go post? Harris points that way.
The wind's slightly behind them now as well. And with there being only a minute left on the clock, just take the whole minute and they should have won the game.
You've got time to restart afterwards. Yeah, you've got time for the restart afterwards.
The only trouble with going post here is if it hits the posts and stays in play or doesn't go out, Clifton get another chance.
Well, this could be a huge story. Harry Carson, the substitute, is on. Loves his golf, and this is like a long drive at the first for him. First involvement in the game, Harry Carson, with a kick that could win the match for Millfield. 20 points to 13 in the lead. Carson, well, it's got the legs. Has it got the accuracy? It does. Harry Carson with the mega penalty kick puts Millfield 10 points clear. Clock almost over. We'll be close to the final play when we restart. Harry Carson. What a way to have your first involvement in such a huge game. Clifton on the ball. Spilled in contact though. Turnover from Millfield. Clear their lines, and Millfield will win the game. 23 points to 13. Harry Carson penalty at the end took it away from Clifton College, but it was all about that first half performance from Millfield. 3 tries to Clifton College's 1. In such tough conditions here at Millfield School, a wonderful game of rugby. Tom, a fantastic game. Your old boys, Millfield, getting the job done. And who stood out for you today?
Yeah, like you said, I think the game was won in the first half. I thought the back row of Timmins, McKeown, Jenkins, I thought were all outstanding. But am I doing the man of the match now?
Yeah, why not? Let's hear it.
Well, I think the man of the match, I think just because of his first half performance and the way he played into that wins, seriously tough wins, you have to give it to Sam Harris. I think he controlled it brilliantly. He had a couple of mistakes at kicking, but it's understandable. But no, first half, I think that's where the game was won. It was all down to him, if you ask me.
Yeah, fantastic performance from Sam Harris. That battle between the two 10s, something we spoke about at the beginning. And Harry, I thought, of course, Sam Worsley, standout for Clifton College as well, played fantastically in challenging conditions.
I think, yeah, Sam Worsley had a really good game, but I think Clifton in general had a really good game. I think it was a great game of rugby, didn't disappoint, and as Tom said, it was really won in that first half just by Millfield managing to get ahead against the wind, which proved vital in the second half against Clifton.
Absolutely, we have been treated to an incredibly high-level game of school rugby here at Millfield. Millfield finished it up 23-13 winners, a fantastic first half performance, an epic contest between the two in what I cannot stress to you were some incredibly challenging conditions. Both sides did really, really well to play some good rugby in them, and we saw here from Millfield the opening score from that man, the man of the match, Sam Harris, fly half, who had a wonderful game, and he opened the scoring with that gliding finish in the first half. That was really early on. And then second try from that back row trio who did so well. We saw Timmins with the early carry, then it comes out to the props carrying hard in the midfield. We get the call, and it's Archie McKibben, who I thought had a fantastic game on the open side flank to score Millfield's second. Clifton College came rumbling back, pounding away at the Clifton line, and then it was that lad, Campbell Wu, on his return from injury. What a game Campbell Wu had, by the way. A big shout out to him, who scored for Clifton College. And it was 20-10 at half-time, Millfield led. The third try from the skipper, Sam Nixon. Not Sam Nixon, Rob Nixon. Eric Nixon. There's many a Nixon knocking about. Rob Nixon's playing at Gloucester these days. Sam Nixon playing down in France. Eric Nixon scoring tries here at Millfield. And we see the Millfield players walking through the Clifton Tunnel and towards their own adoring support, and we've seen from both sides, it was mentioned in the pre-game build-up by both coaches that these boys are real sort of icons within the school. They're really looked up to by the younger year groups, and that performance today from both teams will certainly live long in the memory and will provide plenty of inspiration. And a quick word as well to my two co-commentators. Harry, a tough day for the Clifton boys, but a good performance from them.
Yeah, no, it was good to see. Like, they played well, they've done the school proud, and just away as well. They've just come out just losing, which is unfortunate, but they've done themselves proud, and it was a good game of rugby.
And Tom, Millfield getting the business done.
No surprise, really, is there? No, it's like Harry said earlier in the commentary, of Clifton weren't even a fixture for Millfield a few years ago, so for them to be competing against a school like Millfield, it's great to see, and see this Clifton team going far this season, so credit to them.
Yeah, and it's been fantastic to have both of you alongside us in the commentary box. Really, really great insight from the two of you as we hear the famous Tiki Tonga chant on the far touchline. It finishes up here Millfield 23, Clifton College 23, and what a few weeks we have to come. I apologise. Millfield 23, Clifton College 13. It's very cold up here in the commentary box, you may be able to tell. It's been an epic occasion. Millfield awarding some colours, I think I can see on the far touchline. As we spoke about, those colours mean so much to all these lads. You get your blue socks at the end. It's fantastic. And of course, big couple of weeks coming up, as I was saying. Millfield are playing against Monmouth, who are having a really good season at the moment. And then they're off to Sedbergh for what could well be the Daily Mail Trophy decider. We had Sedbergh drawing against Wellington College up at Broad Street on Wednesday night. And now Millfield in a fantastic 23-13 victory here against Clifton College. Look what it means to the players. Look what it means to their fellow schoolboys along the side of the touchline, clapping them back into their changing rooms. A fantastic game of rugby and a fantastic schoolboy scene here. We heard from Gareth Edwards earlier, Sir Gareth Edwards, about what this means to each and every person. He was in the changing rooms earlier talking about how these are the days of your rugby lives, playing against and with your mates. And we see right there that that is exactly what that is. A very, very special afternoon here at Millfield School. And it all finishes up. Millfield 23, Clifton College 13. Millfield remain unbeaten.